Today's devotion is called Go Claim Your Inheritance. We're on day 190 and we're on July the 9th. The morning rinse is Joshua 17 through 20. And the featured verse is Joshua 18:3. So Joshua said to the sons of Israel, "How long will you put off entering to take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you?" A kindergartner walks into her classroom on her first day of school. She is frightened by this new adventure and clings with a deathly grip to her mother's hand. Even though her parents prepared her for this anticipated day, she is still not fully embracing the excitement in the air. Now that she is facing this long-awaited moment, the inward fear of the unknown has her stuck to her mother's side. She gazes across the room at her newly acquired classmates as they excitedly grab their seats, show off their new outfits to a nearby neighbor, pose for pictures, and kiss their moms and dads goodbye. She watches as parents wipe away tears that display the realization that their baby is growing up. These tears cause her to unconsciously grip her mother's hands just a little tighter. Suddenly, her teacher walks over and breaks her gaze. Bending down to the little girl's eye level, the teacher kindly asks, "Don't you want to take your seat?" The teacher points to a clean desk with her name beautifully displayed on a brightly colored card. The child looks back at her teacher and slowly nods her head. Through eyes glossed with a few tears of fear and yet a strange excitement, she hugs her parents and reaches for her teacher's hand before timidly walking across the room. Once they arrive at her desk, she reaches for her chair, and the feeling of ownership takes over as a small smile captures her face. This was her desk now, her inherited space as a kindergartner. Just like this child, we have things God wants to give us. We are children of the King, and that means we have inheritances for our journey. Why do we live without claiming them, though? Joshua asked this same question when he discovered 7 of the tribes had not yet claimed their land. And after he asked them how long they were going to wait, he told them to go scope out the land so that he could divide it amongst the tribes. Why do we sit and wait? Is it because of fear? Is it because of laziness? Could it be a lack of discipline in our prayer time or time management overall? Or are we simply disobeying God and not claiming what is rightfully ours? May this discovery be the spur we all need to receive what God wants to give us. Go and claim it today. Today's challenge to dig deeper is, amid instructing the tribes to go scope out the land, Joshua made them write down the territory for him so that he could divide it up. So the challenge is to ask God today to show you what is rightfully yours as the child of the King. Now, I've mentioned this before, I believe, on another episode. It's been 6 months since, I've been doing this episode, and sometimes thoughts come through my mind, and I can't remember if I've actually said the story or not. This could be one of them. And if I have said it, this is just a reminder. But there is a story where a man went to heaven, and there were various places that Jesus was giving him tours of, and then there was this big building, and Jesus wanted to take him in to see this big building. And so it was the last stop on this tour, and the man went in with Jesus, and there were shelves and shelves and shelves lining this warehouse. Really tall shelves, and there were gift packages on all of these shelves throughout this whole entire warehouse. And this guy said, "Oh my goodness, there's all these gifts in this warehouse, room or whatever it was, but this building." And he's like, there are so many gifts along these shelves. Who are these gifts for? And Jesus kindly and kind of somewhat sadly said, these are gifts that I wanted to give to you, but you never asked. And I liken it to this story because God wants to give us so much, and he has these gifts ready to give us. And sometimes we already have the gift, we just haven't unwrapped it yet. And I don't want to get to heaven and find that I have all of these gifts that were given to me and I never did unwrap them or claim them and use them for the purposes that God would have me to use them for. And so today's challenge is just writing down, what you believe is rightfully yours, the promises that God has given you, and make a decision. So those 7 tribes and those leaders of those 7 tribes had to make a decision. They were already making a decision to not claim the land. So Joshua had to shift their position and shift their mindset and encourage them to then change the decision that they were making and go after the promised land. And, whether we are sitting in silence or sitting in fear or sitting in a stagnant place, that is a decision. And whatever decision that you are making right now that is holding you back, shift and make a different decision. Those questions that I asked earlier of, why we sit and wait, let me list them again. It's because it's a question of why do we sit and wait before we get our promised land? Is it because of fear? Is it because of laziness? As a business owner, I can tell when I have a little bit of a slothful attitude, and I can tell when I'm starting to get a little lazy and not progressing my business forward. That could very well be sometimes all of us. But is it because of fear? Is it because of laziness? Could it be a lack of discipline in our prayer time? Or could it be a lack of time management overall? Or could it be just simply disobeying God and not claiming what is rightfully ours? Whatever, answer you have in this discovery session here today of self-reflecting what that means and liking it to the 7 tribes that weren't claiming that, I hope that in this discovery session, this challenge for today, we all realize what it could possibly be. And when you pull out your journal tonight and you are reflecting on this conversation and looking at yourself in this, answer the questions. What are the inheritances that you are claiming right now and that you are shifting your decision to say, okay, I am going to claim these inheritances today, and I am going to move forward in my faith walk, claiming them as done. Write down what God has showed you and what he wants you to do to claim them in your life today. I hope today inspired you. And as always, you can go to the show notes and pick up another copy of this devotional and give it as a gift. We are continually moving through the book of Joshua again tomorrow. And until tomorrow, keep rinsing, reflecting, and repeating. God bless you.